Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another experiment where today we're taking a look at the Beneliga, a league which would include the likes of Luxembourg, Belgium and the Netherlands. Before we get started though, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and much more to come as well. But today, like I mentioned, Beneliga. So there will be a link down in the comments of where I got this from. It is on Steam, on the Steam Workshop, and it looks quite good fun. It might be something worth having a look at, trying to bring one of the Luxembourg clubs especially up the leagues. But with that said, it is a league with all three nations in the same one. They're currently 5th ranking in the world, so they've already above the likes of Liga and the Portuguese Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see if they are able to rise up any further. Along with that, how it will affect the European positionings. How will they get on in both the national teams in Europe as well as the clubs that reach European competitions. So we can see in the top division there is a large mix of Dutch and Belgian clubs. Doesn't look like, from what I can tell, there's any Luxembourg teams in there. But as we go down the leagues, you'll obviously be fully aware of all the teams that are playing in these divisions. So you've got Beneliga 2, Beneliga 3 as well. If I recognise any of these teams coming from the likes of the Luxembourg divisions, I'll let you know. Otherwise, you guys can keep an eye out because I might miss it completely. But you've got the likes of the Jong teams in there as well, so that's something to note. Jong AZ, Jong Feyenoord, PSV, Ajax, Utrecht, all teams that are obviously the second teams for multiple clubs in the top division, and can't reach that top division. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out as well. But you can see it goes all the way down. There's a good few leagues. We can say that, and you could see there that there's lots of relegations available in the Benelux National 2, but because of the regional efforts, as you can see here. So there's plenty of growth for teams. We will jump ahead back and forth to take a look at the teams, the countries, and of course we'll jump ahead now to take a look at how things develop. All right then, so we're a year on, so I thought we'd just take a look at how things have kind of gone. Ajax, as probably expected, have topped the league, but you can see it is a good mix of Belgian and Dutch teams, so no nations really stood out there, with a few teams being relegated as well. Utrecht, Genk, PSV all get in Europe, Feyenoord, Club Brugge and Ajax as well up there along with them. If we go down a league, we can see the likes of Heerenveen, Willem II, Cercle Brugge getting promoted, and Sparta Rotterdam in the playoffs as well. So there's plenty of teams that will be looking to get that promotion up the divisions. We're not going to go through every single one because it's kind of ridiculous how many divisions there are. So we'll just stick to the most interesting ones, that's for sure. We could take a look at the goals and that sort of thing, though. We can see Klaus for Standard Liège being top goal scorer, Paul Owenachu for Genk, then Van Aken for Club Brugge, that sort of players. Carlos Vinicius as well in there. So there's a few decent players. I was going to have a look for assists, but I mean, there it is. Dusan Tadic, of course, up there with the likes of Orsons and Heynen as well. So a lot of good players in this league, which is good to see. And it's quite clear that Ajax was going to be there. Haven't moved up just yet. Obviously, it's only been 1 year, so we wouldn't necessarily expect anything to happen so quickly. But let's take a look then at another year or so on. And here we are. We're back again in 2025. So we've gone on a few more seasons this time. And we can see Ajax have won the title 3 times. Club Brugge winning it once as well last year. So it's good to see there is a little bit of a mix. It's not too surprising that Ajax continues their kind of dominance even in this sort of league. But good to see a few more teams fighting it out there as well. Heerenveen looks like they've won the championship again, must have got promoted and relegated again. And obviously there's a few more teams. You've got John Ajax there as well. So very, very good to see. We can still see, if we jump back up to the Beneliga rather than the under-18s. They're still sitting in 5th place in the competition reputation. So they're still highly rated, higher than like Liga, Turkish Super League and the Portuguese League as expected, as they were at the beginning, but still not growing above the Bundesliga, Serie A, Spanish First Division or the Premier League. Let's take a look though at the likes of Ajax. How are they getting on in competitions like the Champions League and that sort of thing? There is obviously also the Benelux Cup, which is something that we haven't really taken note of just yet. If we go back to that beginning, we can see PSV's won it a couple of times. Club Brugge and Ajax most recently looks like doing the double. So that's quite an interesting one in there as well. And I'm sure there is actually other ones along with that. Euro Cup semi-final for Ajax. It looks like they did end up getting knocked out in that semi-final against Leicester. Season before, unfortunately, it looks like just the first knockout round there at losing to Man City, but this time it was in the Champions League, to be fair. And the season before that looked like they got knocked out in the first knockout or the second knockout round against Sevilla. So it doesn't look like there's too much going on in that side of things. Maybe it's just a case that they're having to... there's not going to be too drastic international competition-wise. I think it's just an interesting kind of look at the league, how things have developed. But we'll jump ahead again one more time to take a look at kind of how things have continued to develop and grow. And we can take a look at if Ajax can continue their reign at the top of the division. So here we are, another year on, and is another trophy for Ajax. No real surprise, to be quite honest. They are a very dominant side in the game. One thing I do want to do, though, is looking at this average rating. Sabitzer and Alvaro Morata playing for Ajax. They're still 5th in the overall rankings, so not necessarily jumped up there, but it'll be very interesting to see kind of what players they've got. So we can, taking a look at this, it's kind of crazy, really. They've still got the likes of Ryan Gravenberch, who's obviously a very, very big player for them. But you've got the likes of, Pedro, the Brazilian Pedro, of course, coming in there from Flamengo. Then you've also got the likes of Felipe Anderson, another Brazilian that they've brought in from Lazio, former West Ham man. Yanis Hagi, who's a very good-looking development player from Rangers. And of course, they've also got Scott McTominay and Patrick de Paula, another Brazilian player who's a very good player, I have to say. A very, very good player. Certainly someone worth keeping an eye on. But we know that they've also got the likes of where are they? Sabitzer's there as well. So an interesting one there from Bayern Munich, as well as I'm guessing they'd still be about there he is, Alvaro Morata as well. So they've brought in some big names, a lot of Brazilians in the side for them. Kept hold of Andre Onana. Looks like Mislav Orsic as well is actually leaving to join Anderlecht. Daley Blind's finally retiring after a long period, and a couple more players leaving as well. But looks a very, very good team, and so it's no real surprise that there's top in the league as they have done previously. Feyenoord coming second, Club Brugge, AZ and Genk as well in there, doing pretty good. One thing we will look at though is, in fact, we'll take a look at the Champions League and kind of the competitions there. If we go like this and go like this, we can probably get to a stage where we can look at the Champions League. No trophies for them there. Not real surprising, really, when you think about it. But if we look at the Europa Cup, Ajax, in fact, did win it in 2021-22. So in the first year, they won the Europa League. So that's very good to see. Unfortunately, no one's won anything after that. Some big names have, though, for Italy, that's for sure. And the Conference League, has there been any trophies won there? No. Again, no. None of the Benelux or Beneliga teams have won that one. So a bit of a shame there that there wasn't much going forward for them in that stage. If we look here, there's no Luxembourg teams that seem to have managed to climb their way up the divisions there. Are there any here? I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think the likes of Patro and Locker and Temps, they're both Dutch, I think. Yeah, so it's interesting to see. Is there any that, I mean, you can see there the Jong teams are dominating the the Beneliga 3, where they can't actually get promoted, with Jong Ajax winning the last 2 seasons. With that said, is there any more? I mean, De Staffers, is that, I think that's Belgian team again. Sarang FC, again, Belgian. So I have no idea where the next Luxembourg native side are in the divisions. I mean, I know Dudelange is, so possibly they're the highest ranked one, and they're in the Beneliga National Championship, so they're not exactly high up in the divisions, for sure. But there you go. Well, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. I thought it was a bit of an interesting one. Certainly one that's worth, I think, having a go at the save. I think it'd be cool to see one of the Luxembourg teams rising up the divisions and becoming a big player, or big club, or big player in the division, and a big club in Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Belgium. But there you go. We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below any other experiments you want to see in upcoming episodes, and I will catch you in the next one.